Hi everyone, I'm Lilly Reale. I'm a defender with Gotham FC, and this is how I got here. So to start off my journey, I'm going to add growing up and obviously being born in Massachusetts. That was a huge part of my journey, growing up and playing for some club teams around there, being around Massachusetts. Obviously Boston's a huge sports city, so growing up in an environment like that, I think it added a lot to my mentality going into playing sports growing up. Next, I'm going to add some of my youth national team and club soccer experiences. I think that shaped me developmentally a lot. Obviously, it was a really fun and challenging experience, but I think it's where I grew my love for the game, and that's where it really started. Being able to develop some of those relationships and friendships, but also learning from my club and youth national team coaches really shaped me into now the professional that I am. Next, I'm going to add in picking UCLA as the school that I went to, obviously to play soccer. It's obviously really different from where I grew up. So growing up in Boston and then picking a school across the country, had its different things. Not being able to see my parents and my family all the time was always difficult, but I think I learned a lot out there and had just variability in the experiences. In attending UCLA, I was able to challenge myself both athletically and academically, and that was something I really valued. So I think that's just how I landed with UCLA, and the experiences that came with it are something that I owe to the program and my teammates. Next, I'm going to go in with winning a national championship. Obviously, that's something that's really special to me and the team that I did it with and the coaches that were there. I learned a lot from that entire journey, but it didn't start with, obviously winning a national championship. It started the year before, and losing the first round in the tournament. That's something that no one wants to have happen to them, but you learn a lot through that adversity. So being able to then go on the next year and win a national championship, it just was a testament to everything our team learned throughout those years and the struggles and hardships that we faced. Perfect. Next, I'm going to go in with picking Gotham FC, which is where I am now. Having that control over where we got to go this year was a little bit different than the usual draft that you usually enter into, but I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I think ending up at Gotham is nothing short of a dream for me. I've had so much fun and learned so much already. I'm looking forward to having more of those experiences throughout my rookie season and beyond. Okay, lastly, I'm going to put in my first cap with the senior U.S. women's national team. That was, a moment for me that I'll probably remember forever. Having my family there and having some of my friends be at that game was something that's really special to me. But, not only that, also having just learned from a lot of the veteran players and met with the coaches and learning a lot from them along the way has been awesome. So I think it really just brings my journey full circle from being able to play in a lot of those youth national team games and being in the youth national team system. Then being able to now make my first cap with the full team has been something that I'll remember forever and hope to continue to strive for more moments like that. I'm Lilly Reale. I'm a defender with Gotham FC, and this is how I got here. Hi everyone, I'm Lilly Reale. I'm a defender with Gotham FC, and this is Fishbowl Q&A. So where was your last vacation? My last vacation was yesterday. My dad just finished an Ironman in Lake Placid, so I got to go up and watch him, which was, just an awesome experience. I've never been to a competition like that. It was very stressful, but very fun. If you found $100 on the ground, what would you do with it? I would invest it. I would put it into my savings if I could. I think my dad would love that answer, and it's something I've definitely learned over time. As a kid, I'd probably spend it on, something in the moment that I wanted, like candy or something funny like that. But I think now that I'm getting older, learning to save my money and the importance of that is, at the forefront of if I found $100 on the ground. That would be the best day ever. Why did you pick Gotham FC? For me, I think, this place really sells itself. We have an awesome organization, awesome coaches, and just an awesome team here. So being able to immerse myself in a competitive environment like this while learning a lot throughout the journey has been something awesome that I'm really looking forward to and could feel from my first visit here as a senior in college. What's something you're passionate about that most people don't know? Okay, I'm not the best cook, but I really like, to try out different foods and different recipes. So for me, I'm trying to get a little bit better at cooking and maybe the presentation of it. Right now, the food is all there and it tastes really good, but the presentation I probably need to work on a little bit. What's the best pun you've seen with your name? The most basic, or maybe the one I see the most, is Real Deal. I like that one. I call my dad that, or my family uses that one a lot. So I'll probably go with Real Deal. I think that's a good one. What financial advice do you remember receiving as a kid? As a kid, I think the best financial advice that I learned was, to start now and start thinking of, what you'll need in the future and pouring yourself into setting yourself up in the future, giving yourself the amount of resources that you might need. So for me, I think from my parents, I've learned, the importance of intentional spending and making sure that, you want to set yourself up as best as you can in the future and making sure that you start it as early as you can. What is the meaning behind your jersey number? I think I'm more of just a person who likes even numbers, and 4 was available in college, so I took that one. So it means a little bit more now going into my professional career to, get that number 4 again and just continue it on. So it didn't really mean too much when I got it, but I think it means a lot now just carrying it with me from college into my professional career. What childhood memory makes you smile the most? I think thinking back to when I first started soccer, my mom always tells me that me and my sister would go to mommy and me classes and just cry in the corner because we weren't, too fond of sports yet. We were like 3 or 4, so I'm gonna give myself a pass there, but that one just makes me laugh the most, just knowing how much soccer means to me now, and maybe that I didn't like it at a certain point in my life, even if I wasn't, maybe able to talk yet, so. Best thing about being in New York. I'm a huge food girl and I love trying out different restaurants, different cafes. So I think for me, the best part about being in New York is you really have an unlimited amount of restaurants and different cafes that you can try. I feel like every time I go in there, I try a different place and it's amazing. So that's what I really look forward to when I get into the city. What did it mean to be able to play with your sister at UCLA? For me, like I said, family means everything to me. They're some of my biggest supporters, but just also the people that I've been with the most and cherish the most. So for me, I think playing with my sister at UCLA was, nothing short of a dream. Being able to, obviously have my built-in best friend be on the field with me every day meant a lot. I think she was able to be there for me. Maybe when I was having tough days, and I was obviously there for her in moments like that. So, being so far away from home and having my sister there was definitely something I didn't know I needed, but loved to have when she was there. What's your greatest on-field attribute? I'd like to say my tenacity. I find myself, being a defender, you have to be really competitive and gritty. So in moments like where I have to track back or lay a tackle, I feel like I find that competitiveness and channel that. So I like to say that I'm a pretty tenacious player. What was your first concert? My first concert was a Katy Perry concert, actually, and I wasn't her biggest fan at the time, but I really am now. I think concerts are a great way to learn more music and figure out, maybe develop a deeper love for that artist that you're seeing in person. I think, at the time I didn't know if I liked her that much, but I always look back to those live concert experiences as something that you can really, learn different types of music at. Big or small, what's something you'll gladly pay extra for? I think a good meal. You really can't top a good meal. And like I said, I'm not the best cook, so I'm still trying to learn to be better. But I think for me, food is obviously a big part of my daily routine, and fueling is really important for professional athletes. So I'll always, gladly pay extra for a good meal. If you had one skill that could win your $1 million, what would you be doing? Besides soccer, of course. I don't know how yoga would win me $1 million, but I love yoga and I feel like I'm starting to finally get good at a lot of the poses. So I would say that, however that is. Maybe holding a crow pose, I could do something like that, or a handstand. So that all goes into yoga. I think that would definitely be my next skill. How does it feel to have your family on the stands, at home, and on the road? Yeah, so like I said, family, really means a lot to me. They've been there through a lot of my hard times and my best ones. And I'd like to say that I'm, there for them in moments like that. So just having them and having that comfort and seeing that familiar face in the stands is something that I look forward to on game days. But, obviously they can't be there for everyone. So the ones that they are there, they're a lot more special to me. If you could start a company with one of your current teammates, what would it be and what would be the business? We talk about this a lot. If we weren't soccer players, like what would you be doing? What would be your passion project? I think for me and my roommate Ryan, we would probably start a podcast, maybe talk about, funny experiences throughout our 20s and little things that we're doing. I like to say that we're pretty funny people when we get going back and forth. So I think we would maybe start a podcast. Other than that, we just love food. So I think maybe opening a cafe or something like that. What's your favorite hobby? Like I said, I love cooking and I love yoga, but I've also started to relearn the love for reading again. My teammate Rose luckily got our whole team Kindles, so we're all hooked and we've all been reading a lot. I think it's a great way to pass time, but also just, keep your knowledge up and learn new things off the field that obviously can just keep your mind going and create a new conversation. What's something that you are saving for now? I think for me, just saving for my future self and a time where I'm maybe not playing soccer anymore is kind of at the forefront of my intentions when I'm saving money. Looking at, setting myself up for retirement as early as I can would be the best thing that I could do, but figuring out different ways to do that is kind of where I'm at right now as a rookie, just trying to get ahead of it and stay on the forefront of understanding my money and how I can set myself up for the future. If you could go into a grocery store or convenience store, what are your must-buys if you're traveling on a game day? I love yogurt, so I'll probably go with a yogurt or a type of smoothie. I think that's like the best options for me to be able to digest before a game and just keep it light so that, I can go into the game without having a heavy stomach. I would love to say a candy bar, but that's just not my style, unfortunately. Maybe as a kid, but yeah, definitely have to keep it light these days, but also maybe a water. Gotta get that hydration in. What activity instantly calms you? I think painting has been something that's really fun for me and I find enjoyable because I'm not too good at it, but I'm not really worried about perfecting it. It's kind of just something you can do to calm yourself. But also yoga is also another way that I think I can put myself in a space to then just bring my breathing and my attention to my breathing, calm down my mind and really just focus on what I'm doing without it being, overly competitive. Okay, this is the last one. What's something that you are saving for now? I think, something that I might be saving for now is different ways that I can maybe spoil my family or my friends, but in terms of where I'm at, I think I'm just looking to save my money as much as I can and, limit that spending. But yeah, in terms of family and friends, I love to, spoil them every now and then and every chance that I get. So that's probably, I guess, what I would be saving for. Hi, I'm Lilly Reale. I'm a defender with Gotham FC, and this is my vision board. Okay, we will start with this picture of my family. Family is kind of at the center of everything that I do, so yeah, they're really important to me, and obviously I want to stick them on my vision board. Yep. So this picture of these kids, I'm gonna go in with next. I think our fans are some of the best in the world, and I just love engaging with our fans. Being able to get to know them has been awesome since coming to Gotham, so definitely gonna put them on my vision board as well. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with this picture of me and Michelle Cooper. She's a close friend of mine. We've gone to US youth camps together, and recently my first full team camp with the US team. So this is just something that's been awesome to experience with her, and like I said, just build these connections and friendships along the way. Next, I'm gonna go in with this piggy bank. A goal of mine this year is to start a savings account just so I can prepare for my future, start investing for life after soccer and retirement, and setting myself up for success and a potential family that I'll have in the future. We'll stick that right down the middle. Next, I'm gonna put this picture of me and my teammates. This was after my first career goal. It's a special one. I have a lot of my teammates around me. It's been awesome coming into this environment and making a lot of new friends, learning from a lot of the veteran players every day has just been something so special, something I admire a lot. So that's definitely going in the middle of my vision board. Perfect. So this is a lovely picture of Central Park. Being in the New Jersey and New York area, I do have a lot of off time, aside from soccer. So being able to explore a little bit has definitely been something I want to lean into this year. And, there's no better place than Central Park. There's nature, you can see all the buildings. So little things like that, I want to shoot over there while it's still summertime and nice over there. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with, by the way, this is an awesome photo of Naomi Girma, someone I've looked up to for a little while now. Got to play against her in college for 1 year, but being at the full national team camp with her was really just a dream, being able to learn from her and then watch her game for so long now. She's definitely an inspiration to me and someone I look up to a lot. What should we go with? I'm gonna go with the piano here. And now that I have it in my hand, I know I'm gonna have to hold it to me because people are gonna see this and they're gonna make me do it. But I need that encouragement. The piano is something that I've been wanting to learn for a little while now. I've been looking at different instruments, but I think the piano has been, the one that's called my name the most. So this is definitely on my vision board now that I have a little bit more downtime, little hobbies that I need to add. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with the piano. Next, I'll go in with this photo of me defending in the Orlando Pride game. This was my first start, so it was a special one, but this is just a photo of me maybe doing the splits, I'm not sure, but trying to win the ball back. As a defender, I think you have to be really competitive. You have to be pretty gritty out there. It's something that I definitely pride myself on and try and bring into my game every game that I play. So keeping that up and just holding myself to that standard is, a big thing I want to add to my vision board. And then this last photo of me and Midge Purse. Like I said earlier, I think learning from a lot of these vets in my rookie season has been something incredible that I look forward to every day, receiving guidance from them and continuing to learn and develop my game has been awesome here at Gotham. So yeah, definitely adding this to my vision board and just encouraging myself to keep learning and asking questions every day. I'm Lilly Reale. I'm a defender with Gotham FC, and this is my vision board.